right, good evening. I'm going to call the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, November 26, 2024, and we can do roll call.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
I'm sorry. Okay, good evening. I'm going to call the Tuesday, November 26th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order. You don't want to call, agendas after that, or roll calls after that? Okay, the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have the order you think I could follow it. Okay, go ahead, Alicia.
Good evening. We will now commence roll call, and we will start with Chairwoman Lauren McClellan.
Present.
Vice Chairman Kamar Williams. Commissioner David Leland.
Here.
Commissioner Kara Deary.
Present.
Commissioner Adam Miller. At this time, I will state that Commissioner Adam Miller has been appointed to the Village Council, which means he will no longer be a part of the Planning and Zoning Commission, and we are happy that he is moving forward, and we are proud of the service he did here on this board. Andrew Alba, alternate 1. And Jonathan Dickinson, alternate 2. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we will do the minutes first from the October 22nd, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the October 22nd.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Leland, seconded by Commissioner Deary. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. See that it passes unanimous. Great. Okay, so the first item on the agenda is application number 2024-108 AAR La Cantinita. The applicant signed partners on behalf of IVT Southern Royal Palm Beach 1031 LLC is requesting architectural approval to install new signage on the existing building for a property located at 11111 Southern Boulevard. Mitty.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Is the applicant present? Can you approach the podium for me, sir, and give the commission your name, please? Give the commission your name, please.
My name is Lucas Boscardo.
Okay, thank you. This is a quasi-judicial item. Is the green light on for me?
Yes.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you. This is a quasi-judicial item, so I need to swear you in. I'll swear in staff at the same time. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you all swear from tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. I'll turn back to the Planning and Zoning Commission for any ex parte disclosures on this item.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam Chair, good evening. Joe Sue Ledger. Application 24-108 AAR. The applicant is requesting architectural approval to install new wall signage on the existing building for a property located at 11111 Southern Boulevard. The subject property is located within the Southern Palm Crossing Plan Commercial Development PCD. I'm not sure where this sounds like that. This slide illustrates the existing and proposed wall sign on the eastern wall of the building. La Quintanita is the new signage. This slide illustrates the existing and proposed wall sign. To the left of your screen is La Quintanita, which is a proposed sign. Staff is recommending approval of application number 24-108 AAR as submitted. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Josu. Do you have a presentation?
Yes. I do.
Thank you. So I'm Lucas from Signed Partners on behalf of La Cantinita Urban Mexican Cuisine. Talking just a little bit about the La Cantinita, they have 2 locations in New York, and they are planning to open a new location right here, South Florida. Those are the proposed signs. We have two elevations, east and south elevation. This is some notes and specifications. So 3 return painted black channel ladders, translucent acrylic face, and we are including the raceway on the channel ladders. Also, we have a tagline with acrylic ladders, 3/8, non-illuminated, and the overall dimensionals is 46 high by 96 width. Here we have the map of we are planning to install the both signs. Also, the same images we have seen, proposed condition and existing condition. So this is the east elevation, and this one will be the south elevation. That's it.
Okay, thank you. You have any questions, the board?
No questions or comments?
No? Drew? No? Okay. Is there any public comment on this item? No. Is there a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve application number 24-108.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Commissioner Derry, seconded by Commissioner Leland. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Second item on the agenda is application number 24-109 AAR Conviva Care Center. The applicant, Sign Stations, Inc., on behalf of Invest LLC, is requesting architectural approval to install a new wall-mounted sign on the side of an existing building for a property located at 1440 Royal Palm Boulevard, Suite A. Mitty.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Your name, sir, for the record?
Jack Glover.
Thank you. As you saw with the previous application, this also is quasi-judicial, so if you could raise your right hand for me, I'll swear you in. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir, and I'll turn to the commission and ask for any ex parte disclosures.
Amen.
Thank you.
Joseph.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Application number 24-109. The applicant is requesting architectural approval to install a new wall sign on the side of an existing building. The property is located at 1440 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Suite A. The sign is intended for Conviva Care Center. This side illustrates the proposed wall sign details along the western side of the building. This is facing Royal Palm Beach Boulevard. Staff is recommending approval of application number 24-109 AAR. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have a presentation, sir?
Yeah, the Conviva is a part of Humana. They're a national company, and in Florida, they've got quite a few hundred centers, and they want this sign for the building identification for the patients to be able to find the building. It's a very kind of low-key sign, and they're just asking for your approval so that we can install the sign, please.
Thank you. Any comments from the board?
No.
No, okay. Is there any public comment on this item? No. Okay. Is there a motion for this item?
I'll make a motion that we accept application number 24-109.
Thank you. I'll second that. Thank you. So motion made by Commissioner Leland, seconded by Commissioner Alba. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? See that it passes unanimous. Thank you,
very
sir.
much. Lovely building, by the way. I haven't been here for a few years, but very, very nice. Thank you very much. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you too.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Third item on the agenda, application 24-127 AAR Commons at Royal Palm Paint. The applicant, Tiffany Gonzalez, on behalf of Hiffman National 511 SR7 LLC, is requesting architectural approval for exterior modifications in order to repair stucco and repaint existing buildings number 501, 551, 561, 573 for a property located at 501 North State Road 7. Mitty.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Your name for the record, please?
Tiffany Gonzalez.
Thank you, ma'am. As you've seen the previous applications, this also is quasi judicial. Raise your right hand for me and I'll swear you in. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Thank you, ma'am. And I'll turn back to the commission for any ex parte disclosures on this item.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Application number 24-127AR. The applicant is requesting architectural approval for exterior modifications in order to repair, stucco, and repaint existing building. The building numbers are as follows: 501, 5501, 561, and 573. The subject property is located at 501, 543 North State Road 7. This slide illustrates the facades and paint colors. The applicant is proposing to use Sherwin-Williams SW7004 Snowbound, SW7638 Jogging Path, and SW6006 Black Beans. On your screen, the bigger picture is the proposed paint colors, and the smaller picture to the bottom right is the existing. This is additional views of the plaza with the existing at the bottom right, and the top pictures, the proposed colors. This slide illustrates the paint changes within the existing monument sign. To the left of your screen is the existing, to the right is the proposed. Staff is recommending approval of application number 24-127AR as submitted. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have a presentation?
No. I prepared that, though.
Are there any comments by the board?
Love to see improvement.
Thank you.
Be nice to see that plaza get a facelift.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there any, great, thank you. Is there any comments from the public? No. Is there a motion for this item?
I'll make a motion to approve application number 24-127.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. A motion made by Commissioner Derry, seconded by Commissioner Leland. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? See that it passes unanimous. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, everyone, for your help.
Item 4 on the agenda, application number 24-120LW. Yes, Primrose Schools, Perpendicular Island. The applicant, BAR Education, Inc., on behalf of Artemis Investments, LLC, is requesting a landscape waiver from section 15-133B1 to allow a 6.3-foot minimum perpendicular divider strip instead of the required 9-foot width for a length of 70 feet along the proposed parking for a property located at 300 and 400 Royal Commerce Road and 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. Mitty.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Your name for the record?
Andrea Kaiser, here on behalf of applicant.
Thank you. You've been here many times before, so I'll ask you the same thing. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And I'll ask the commission on agenda item 4 if there are any ex parte disclosures.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Joseph.
Application number 24-120LW. The applicant is requesting a landscape waiver from section 15-133B1 to allow for a 6.3-foot minimum perpendicular divider strip instead of the required 9-foot width for a length of 70 feet along the proposed parking. Subject property is located at 300 and 400 Royal Commerce Road and 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. The waiver will reduce the required width by 2.7 feet. The landscape area will contain all required landscape materials. So regardless of the waiver, the applicant has provided all the required landscape materials that must go into the island. The applicant contends that the eastern parcel does not provide sufficient width to accommodate the required 5-foot wide perimeter landscape buffer along the western property line. the required 20-foot parking stall depth for each of the 2 rows of parking proposes, the required 25 feet drive aisle width, as well as the 9-foot perpendicular divider strip between the proposed parking within the eastern parcel and the existing parking of the academic institution property. Staff generally concurs with the applicant's assessment. Staff believes that this is the minimum waiver necessary to allow reasonable use of the proposed parking lot. Therefore, staff is requesting a recommendation of approval be submitted to Village Council regarding application number 24-120 LW and order LW 24-04. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Madam Chair, if I could just make one more comment before the applicant speaks. I just wanted to, as I heard him say that, I just wanted to remind this commission that this reference on the agenda item and what Josu just said, reference to the eastern parcel, it's confusing when you look at the map because it's on the west side. But remember, this is a piece of land that the council approved dividing and selling. So this applicant bought the eastern parcel, so that's the reference. I just didn't want there to be any confusion as to why Josu is saying the eastern parcel can't accommodate, but it's actually the westernmost portion of the site. So sorry for the interruption.
Thank you, Mitty. You have a presentation.
Yes, I have a presentation. Happy Thanksgiving. I know most of you have been with us through this journey, but I did prepare a little bit of background just for the alternates who may not have been a part of that journey, and I'll try to move through it as quickly as possible to get you to your holiday faster. So this is aerial view of the development site. If you recall, 300 and 400 Royal Commerce, they're under a unity of title, so they're one piece of property. So that's what our property originally looked like. When that parcel to the west of the 300 building, it was vacant and underutilized, and the adjacent property owners they basically got first dibs on whether or not they wanted to acquire that parcel, and two adjacent property owners wanted it, and instead of fighting over it, it was suggested to us perhaps that we could split it. So that's why you see that parcel was subdivided and split, and our neighbor to the south got the western and we got the eastern. Because of the eastern, we acquired the eastern parcels primarily so we can go ahead and merge it with the 300 and 400 buildings. But as a result of that merger, that property is long and narrow, which is part of the reason for the justification for the landscape waiver. But before I get to that, I just want to make sure that I reference here that the approvals before you tonight, both agenda items, they're required in order to effectuate that purchase and sale contract. So if you take a look at the screen before you, there are 6 things that we need to do, that we're obligated to do under that purchase and sale contract. We've already completed 1 and 2, and you're hearing 3, 4, and 5 tonight. So this is the landscape waiver, and as you can see, because the parcel is long and narrow, the parcel size is anywhere from 64 to 68 feet in width, but for additional parking, you need 79 feet required. So there were different ways to try to figure out a solution to this problem. Ultimately, both the staff and the applicant agreed that the best solution would be to request a waiver to this island that's internal to our property, primarily to preserve the buffers around the property line and make sure we buffer adequately where our adjacent neighbor is. And when we reduce this landscape, when we reduce this particular landscape buffer, it's not impacting anyone but us internally. And you'll see that we're requesting just a 2.7 feet, so minimal waiver reduction. And just want to make sure we reiterate on this landscape plan that even though we're requesting this waiver in terms of the landscaping requirements, we're still meeting the requirements as if we had the 9 feet, and all the other landscaping requirements we either meet or exceed around the remaining perimeter of the parcel. And that is all I have for this application. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them. We also have our team on the line, just in case you had any very specific questions for the consultants. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any board comments this way first? Oh, you're good? Okay. No, okay. Is there any public comment? No, okay. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve 24-120 as stated.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Alba, seconded by Commissioner Derry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? See that it passes unanimous. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So moving on to the concurrent application. Number 5, application number 24-070, SPM SE AAR, Primrose Schools additional parking. The applicant, BAR Education, Inc., on behalf of Artemis Investments, LLC, is requesting a site plan modification, special exception, and architectural approval to allow for a public or private academic institution with the industrial general IG zoning district and construct additional parking for the existing adjacent academic use for property located on 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. Biddy.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and the applicant remains sworn, so I'll just ask the commission for any ex parte disclosures on this item.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're up, Joseph.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Application 23-164, SPM SEAAR. Applicants request a site plan modification, special exception, and architectural approval to allow for public or private academic institution. Subject property has industrial general zoning district and is located within the World Commerce Park PCD. Address is 300 and 400 World Commerce Road and 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. This is an illustration of the proposed site plan with the new parking highlighted in red on your screen. Access will remain from Seminole Palms Drive via the existing Primrose School parking, which is directly on the east of the subject parcel. This slide illustrates the proposed landscape plan. The applicant is also requesting architectural approval for landscaping around the new parking lot. In reviewing the proposed special exception, village staff considered compatibility with adjacent land uses consistent with the village comprehensive plan and conformance with the village development standards for the industrial general zoning district, more specifically whether the proposed special exception is consistent with the standards of the village comprehensive plan or the development regulations of the village code, or does not have any adverse environmental impact, or does not have any adverse vehicular or pedestrian traffic impacts, or does not have an adverse impact upon public facilities, whether the special exception does not have adverse impacts on adjacent properties, and to ensure that the special exception is compatible with the character and living conditions of the existing neighborhood, whether the special exception does not have an adverse impact on property values in adjacent areas, or is not a deterrent to the improvement or development of adjacent properties, that the proposed special exception will not seriously reduce the quality or quantity of light and air available to adjacent properties, which cannot be prevented by the imposition of conditions. This application does have conditions of approval. We will just refer to the section that's titled site-specific conditions. We'll put those on the record, but there are additional conditions, which is our boilerplate conditions. Site-specific conditions: A, there shall be no outside storage of any equipment or materials related to the operations of Primrose Schools or adjacent properties. The 0.235 plus or minus acre parcel shall not be fenced off from the main Primrose Schools property and shall at all time be incorporated into the main Primrose Schools operation. The project is subject to and shall remain consistent with the provisions of the Palm Beach County Traffic Concurrency Standards. The site shall be maintained free of all trash at all time. All signs shall meet all of the dimensional requirements of Village Code. Staff requests a recommendation for approval of application number 24-070, SPM SEAAR, and resolution number 24-29 be submitted to the Village Council. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again. For the purposes of the record, the comments made during the last agenda item, we're just going to restate them here for this agenda item. In terms of this specific set of approvals, just remember that the current special exception approval for the 300 and 400 buildings, that is a special exception use. So when we incorporated the parking parcel, we just need to expand that current special exception to cover this parking parcel. So that's the intent of the special exception approval. The site plan modification, self-explanatory, we're incorporating it into the overall parcel. And the architectural and aesthetic approval here before you, I guess landscaping is the only architectural aspect of this that you would need to review and approve tonight. Again, open for questions, and the criteria that Josu just went over is also in our backup, in our justification statement, if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any questions from the board?
Could you just go back to the site plan? I just want to look at it again. I have no questions.
Any questions over there? No. Okay. Is there any public comment? No. Okay. Is there a motion?
Go ahead, somebody else make the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve application number 24-070.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Commissioner Derry, seconded by Commissioner Alba. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. See that it passes unanimous. Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate you. Have a good evening.
The next meeting of the Planning and Zoning Board is January 28th? Yes? Okay, January 28th, 2025. Is there a motion to adjourn? Because MIDI tells me that I need it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And is there a second? All those in favor? Thank you very much. And now we will start the local planning agency meeting, if I can change my agenda. So I'd like to call the November 26, 2024 LPA meeting to order. Roll call? We don't need to do it.
You can just have the record reflect that the same members of the commission are present for the LPA meeting.
Is there a motion for the minute, to approve the minutes of the October 22nd LPA meeting?
I'll make a motion that we approve those minutes.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion made by Commissioner Leland, seconded by Commissioner Derry. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, see that passes unanimous. The first item on the agenda, I'm not going to read the whole title, so it would be ordinance number 1051.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I'll briefly give you an explanation, and then Josu will help me with any questions. But this is an ordinance to amend two sections of the code within Chapter 26, Sections 26-82 and 2683, both subsections 4D. What we're doing is we are revising the subheading title. There's always some confusion about what the language means. Both contain the identical language. Your current code reads in subpart D on page 2 of the ordinance, minimum parcel perimeter landscape setback width. We revised it to make it more clear what we're talking about, and that happens in both sections. But the substantive edit is to remove the setback width requirements adjacent to public rights of way, also public open space, and then to modify the setback requirements in instances where you're adjacent to interior property lines to require the setback of 10 feet unless the yard is 10 feet or greater, and then the setback does not apply. This is a staff-driven request from the Planning and Zoning Department. This came about as a result, many of you will remember Lakeside Landing's application. They had what was a variance request, even though this pertains to landscape buffer setbacks. It's actually a variance request because it's in Chapter 26, but this revision is to address the issue that came to be through that application. So we're trying to correct the code in the instances in particular of townhouse developments, and this code would apply. These calculations would be done kind of at the master development kind of scale, not at the individual lot scale. So it's 3 minor edits, and they're identical in both code sections. So I'll answer any questions, and Josu can help me, that this board has. But that's, again, I said it's a staffer level request. So we thought this cleaned up the code and clarified the code with regard to buffer setbacks. So I'll stop there and answer any questions.
Any questions?
No?
That's a win.
Okay. Is there, so you just want a motion, right?
We do need to take public comment.
public comment.
I know we have a couple folks still in the room, and I don't know if there's anybody online, but public comment, please.
Is there any public comments? No. Okay, seeing none, so then now you need a motion. Is there a motion to approve this item?
I'll make a motion that we accept ordinance number 1051.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Great. Motion made by Commissioner Leland, seconded by Commissioner Alba. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, see that it passes unanimous. Okay. Item number 2 on the agenda, I'm not going to read this one either. It's ordinance number 1054.
So this one, I will also handle. This is even easier than the last one. This is a minor modification to Chapter 11.5. The short story is that there's a change to the flood insurance date that you'll see reflected in there. The due date is December 20th of 2024. So we're amending that, and we're making a couple of modifications. There was a kind of a spacing issue on one of the definitions that we're fixing. And then we are restating some local amendments to the building code. The language was already in the code, but it's just moved to a different section of the code and streamlined in terms of the language. But that recommendation was a recommendation of FEMA, and this ordinance is a required ordinance to allow the residents in the Village of Royal Palm Beach to continue to participate in the CRS program and enjoy the benefit of the reduced insurance premium. So this is essentially a cleanup item. With that, I'll answer any questions, but there are 3 edits, not horribly substantive, but all at the request of FEMA. So I'll stop there and answer any questions.
Okay, is there any questions? No? I don't have any. Is there any comment from the public? No. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance, accept ordinance number 1054.
Second?
I'll second it.
Motion made by Commissioner Derry, seconded by Commissioner Alba. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say, see that it passes unanimous. Great. So then the next meeting of the LPA is on Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. Is there a motion, because I keep being told that I need one, to
I'll
adjourn?
make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. All right.